Hello and welcome back to the Nerd and Normie podcast.
This is sponsored by A&W, just joking.
That is not a real sponsor.
I love root beer.
As always, it is me, Yanni from Yanni's Nerdverse, with my co-host,
Luke from Luke's Goldies.
And
unsubscribe from him and subscribe to me.
I shout out your second channel. You told me to subscribe to mine.
I'm joking, guys.
But today, of course, there is a new movie out. So, of course, another podcast episode.
Absolutely.
Today, we are talking about Black Adam, the new movie in the DC Extended Universe.
Yeah.
So, if you've watched the past episodes, you know the way we do this is first, we're going to do a little bit of spoiler-free discussion, but then not waste too much time because spoilers is what we like to talk about.
Yeah.
So, first off, Luke, spoiler-free, what'd you think about the movie?
Spoiler-free thoughts. You guys ready? All right.
They're not ready.
I'm going to talk about the bad first, all right? Everyone likes to get the bad out of the way. The dialogue was trash, all right? I'm not saying like, oh, it's a little bad. No. Some parts of it were very cringy. I felt like jumping through the screen and like strangling them and saying like, what the hell are you saying right now? So dialogue needed major work. That's the biggest problem I have with the movie is like dialogue was so bad. Especially, you know what's funny is like, you would expect the dialogue from The Rock to be bad because The Rock is known for just playing himself in like every single movie. Dialogue from The Rock was pretty good. Yeah.
And
I think he played the role of whatever Black Adam is.
Yeah.
Like he was serious. He was good. He's not his goofy normal Rock self. Yeah. The other supporting characters, for the most part, on the hand, were like, "What are you saying?" Like they were, like you were saying it earlier. They were telling, not showing.
Yeah. So I made a point earlier to say that one of my biggest problems with this movie, with the script, is that they told you, didn't show you. Because in writing, they typically say, show, don't tell when writing a story. You want to show what your story is about through actions, not by just pure exposition, purely telling them, our story is about overcoming obstacles. No, you have to show the main character going through life and hardship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they constantly, like, told you, like, at the beginning of the movie, when...
Like, we are oppressed, this and that. Like, they literally said it out loud. And don't tell me that you're oppressed in this. Show us how you were oppressed and stuff like that.
They could have done some really great visuals, like
yeah.
showing them oppressed by inner gang. But no, they just told you. And it, once again, very corny dialogue.
Yeah.
I think Amon was definitely my least favorite. I think it is Amon at least.
Oh, that kid?
Yeah, the guy was my least favorite character in the movie.
Yeah, and a lot of his dialogue, very trash.
Very trash.
Like, very trash dialogue on that kid. Shame on him. I'm joking. Poor kid. Probably makes more money than both of us combined.
Oh, he's doing just fine.
Yeah. But, dialogue is bad, but I will say they made up for that in how amazing all the action sequences are and the visuals. Action sequences, visuals, and the thing is, like, that's what I was most excited for. I was excited to see a very epic, strong, powerful Rock in, like, this fully Rock form.
Yeah.
And it delivered on that. Like, I think one place where, like, Thor kind of fell short is showing the full might and power of Thor sometimes. And, like, I was thinking back to that movie because I'm like, they could have used some of this action, some of this energy in that Thor movie. That was it, Love and Thunder. But they didn't. But this one, it showed his full strength, how he's, like, completely unstoppable. Nothing touches him. Nothing gets in his way. He defeats anyone if he wants to defeat them.
And what's funny is that when a lot of the reviews came out, like, the past couple days ago, and people were giving, like, 5 out of 10s, 4 out of 10s, people were saying that one of the biggest criticisms is that there was too much action.
I loved the action.
And when I read those reviews, I'm like, oh, this movie's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to love it.
Yeah,
like,
the action was awesome.
It had amazing action. And funny enough, like, if you go back to Man of Steel, that was like a big turning point in like superhero movies that had a very unique fighting style. I don't know if you've seen those.
It was very aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive.
And they had that in this one.
They very much didn't use. There's actually a funny homage when Black Adam first comes out of the tomb, which I can see that's in the trailers. He does like a punch like combo. Oh no, you're fine. They do like this combo that's actually the same combo that Superman does in Man of Steel. So there's like the fight style is. I know. I'm telling them. So the fight choreography was amazing. And they also had different styles because the Wind with Cyclone was really cool. Hawkman had the really cool like mace and axe. Like they did a bunch of different action. It was all very, very well done.
And the Doctor Strange 2.0, like he was really cool.
Dr. Fate, which funny enough.
Wait, is that a spoiler?
No.
That he's in there? Was that known he's in there?
He's in all the trailers.
Yeah, he's cool. He was a cool character. Yeah. He actually might have been my favorite character in the whole movie.
Yeah,
he was definitely the best actor, and he played his part very well. And then I think second to him, The Rock played his part very well.
Yeah, you said earlier like that The Rock always feels like he's playing The Rock in all the movies.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel it this time. This is one of the few movies.
Like there were some moments when he's like overly exaggerating his like masculinity, and he's just like, I don't listen to anyone. I'm The Rock. They were like, that's The Rock peeking through. But that's also part of who Black Adam is. Yeah.
And
so that was good.
And he also did a great job. Like, there were a couple corny scenes, but for the most part, like, feeling like a man at a time, where he's brought into this new world that, like, he's confused and all that stuff. I think that he played that actually pretty well.
So Captain America.
Yeah, there we go.
A little magnified, but yeah.
But just because I want to shift into the spoiler discussion.
Yeah, let's start
just
stuff.
for my thought process, same thing. I pretty much had the same criticism as you.
Yeah.
Great action, great music too,
and CGI was very good.
Oh, that's
Marvel's got to step up their game compared to the CGI. Nothing besides that devil in the end.
Yeah,
the little devil.
Sabak.
Yes, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
At a couple points,
that's what I'm here for.
At a couple points, that devil's face, that's a little
in the body, like
a little animated. But
and I think
everything else, like every explosion, everything else, amazing.
Dr. Fate's magic looked great. Cyclone is a big thing that I think could have looked really bad, like her twisting. Yeah. That could have looked really bad.
They added a lot of color in there.
Yeah,
I think that might have helped. Made it look, I don't know, more real.
But and then also just about well, actually, I'm gonna switch to the spoiler discussion just so the people can.
I thought we were spoiling right now.
I was gonna give a warning. You have to give a warning before you spoil stuff. I don't think we've really said anything that.
Just don't even watch this thing. You haven't watched the movie. What are you even doing here if you haven't watched the movie yet? Go watch the movie.
Come back though.
Yeah, save this, favorite it, heart it, subscribe to this channel. Go watch the movie and come back and watch it.
All right, so this is your spoiler warning in 3, 2, 1. That's a better one.
Superman is back, guys.
And you know what?
I really hope you guys watch the post-credit scene, because
it has been, news reports have talked about, like, this post-credit scene, everyone and their mother knows about this.
Yeah.
Like, I doubt very few people living under a rock or not on the internet don't know these people.
Yeah, I know.
And he looked amazing. Let's just talk about that right now.
Yeah.
His new suit is amazing. So
I couldn't tell the difference between the suit, but
so for you nerds
good.
out there,
yeah.
It's not the Batman vs Superman or the Justice League suit. It actually seems to be the Man of Steel suit with new coloring. It's much brighter, more of a comic accurate, because a lot of the criticism with Superman's suit in the past that it's too dark tones, like it's not very bright and hopeful.
I do remember him having. When did he have the dark suit?
Oh, well, in
Justice League?
Well, in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he had the black one.
Yeah.
But in the past other movies,
you guys are gonna. I never watched Justice League.
I know. I'm really pissed about.
I've never watched it. I've seen clips of it,
but so good. We should watch that one.
I never watched Justice
League. Maybe
League.
we'll do a Nerd and Normie podcast.
This is why I'm the normie here.
Exactly. Yeah. But that was a big criticism people had with Superman, because he's supposed to be a very bright and hopeful character, but they muted the colors. But here, very bright. He gave him like the fun little hair curl. He looks probably his best yet, I would say. He just looks awesome. And the dialogue was fun. I didn't think he was going to get any speaking roles either, because, fun fact, this was recorded a couple weeks ago. So, if you didn't know, a lot of people at DC did not want Henry Cavill back. That's why he hasn't been in any of the DC movies.
Why do they not want him back?
So, there is a couple of people that are... At WB, before Discovery merged, they didn't like Zack Snyder. They didn't like Henry Cavill. They had a problem with Superman, as they thought that because they thought that the reason their movies were failing was because people didn't like Superman, which is, look, the old WB regime.
It's the only thing they do like.
Exactly. People have been asking for Superman, and so The Rock actually has spent 6 years. They've been asking to get this post-credit scene, and they said no. And what happened was, I believe it's Walter Hamada or something like that, was presumably fired or like exiting the company over Labor Day weekend. It was like announced inside the company. He officially left actually today, on the day of Black Adam coming out. But as soon as it happened Labor Day weekend, The Rock made a bunch of calls and he worked to get this happen. And in the middle of September, they recorded this.
That's awesome.
And I can't believe they got it, and thank God, because everyone loves it.
Yeah.
But
Superman was good. Very, very good ending to the movie. They could like that. That was a great final post-credit scene touch too.
Oh yeah, and talking about post-credit scenes, I feel like they're so often wasted. We talked about that in the Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
This
was not a waste.
No, this was perfect. It felt fun and exciting. And it also didn't feel like it should have been in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, they just chop and.
It was a perfect post-credit scene.
Perfect. It did. Yeah. So it was great. We loved it. Cannot wait to see him to come back. Rumors he's going to be in the Flash movie now because of this, which. I cannot.
Ezra
wait.
Miller doesn't get put up for homicide.
Which also didn't.
I don't get why they even touch Ezra Miller anymore. The guy's a walking nuclear bomb. He's gonna blow at any minute. I don't get why they have him on there. Apparently they're doing Flash 2.
Yeah. So first of all,
I should run this company.
Let's take over the
Too much risk. He's a financial risk.
He's a huge risk.
Yeah.
But the movie is like $40 million like down the drain, so they can't reshoot it.
Yeah.
But first of all, Ezra Miller could be going to prison for 26 years. How is that real? But then also, the script for The Flash 2 has been finished.
Pour one out for Ezra Miller, guys. Ezra Miller is being locked up. This is young, guys. This is not alcohol. This is root beer.
Yeah, not a sponsor again. Yeah. But anyways, about what are we saying? I don't know how we get
Ezra Miller's done for.
Ezra Miller's done. Oh,
we're getting off track.
Yeah, Superman might be in
Ezra Miller wasn't even in the movie.
But anyways, back to Black Adam. So, overall, I thought it was a great movie with a flawed script. And script not necessarily for the story.
The plot was good.
Yeah.
Plot was good, but the way the plot was shown in some ways was bad. But
yeah.
I liked the idea of it, and I love just the epicness, you know? The most excited thing I was most excited for was to see The Rock be an epic, unstoppable force.
Dude,
yeah.
See, now I knew the scene because I'm a nerd and I see all the clips, and I was excited for you to see it, is when he grabs the dude's throat when he first comes in and he breaks him. Like, that was the first footage actually.
And the thing is, like, that guy didn't even do anything bad. He's just like, hey man, like, put your hands up, let me see your hands. And he's like, you are executed. I'm gonna execute you because you asked to see my hands.
Burn alive to a Chris.
Like, things are getting real now.
Now, and The Rock boasted about this movie being one of the most epic superhero movies. And I honestly believe, like, the action scenes were huge, and it was well choreographed. CGI was great. Like, so many times CGI could, like, bring it down, but no, it looked amazing. And it felt very epic with the music. Really such a great accompaniment.
I also forgot about that. Like,
Lauren Belf, I think I'm pronouncing it wrong.
That music is probably... I don't remember the last DC pro... Well, actually, I like the Batman's music. But part of the DC universe, like this universe... Yeah. I don't remember the last time. I think Man of Steel was the last time I liked the theme this much.
I like Wonder Woman's, but I mean, I don't like Shazam's.
I think this one's better than any of those ones.
I think so too.
Yeah. But with exception to Flight from Man of Steel. Man of Steel's themes were best, but this one, you put this on, you go to the gym, you're not going to stop. You're going to be lifting the entire day.
I've been listening to this music for like the past 3 weeks. Also, I had an exam today.
You doubled up
I blasted this before it's a pregame for my exam.
So it makes you feel like you're The Rock.
And that's what I also love. Marvel has been slacking with their music, and I don't get excited during those fights.
They peaked at Danny Elfman in Spider-Man.
They really did,
and it's been gone.
But now, like, having great music in an epic fight together, so good.
So yeah, action 10 out of 10. Visuals 10 out of 10. Music 10 out of 10. Everything else from there starts getting lower, which brings our scoring down.
To talk about like the deeper themes, there are some
plot also like 8 out of 10. Not
I would even say
in half.
It's very like it's like a little bit above a standard superhero plot.
Yeah.
But like that's not necessarily a compliment.
But maybe I'm dumb, but there's a twist at the end I didn't see coming. I thought the movie was gonna end.
Oh
and
my
gosh. There was a solid half hour left of it.
And that was so.
I guess I'm the prime target audience for that. Like, they knew, when Luke goes out and sees this movie, he's gonna not realize this is not the end of the movie.
So I actually made a breakdown because you only see him for like 2 seconds, so I knew Sabak was coming. But they hit him pretty well in all the material, so you really thought it was just gonna be Black Adam versus the JSA.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It's a very satisfying conclusion. You think, heroes are saved, Black Adam's gone away, he's a bad guy, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun, and like Sabak isn't necessarily the most compelling villain, but I will say, like,
I don't get Sabak's motivation.
The guy or the like persona. So the guy himself was a descendant of the old king.
Oh yeah, so yeah. Oh, actually, I get that. So Ishmael was the old king, but why did he want to become a devil that blew up the whole planet?
It's just so these devils, which they're actually all the demons. Sabak is like based on like Satan. but of a bunch of other random devil names.
Bad guy.
Yeah, bad guy. So it's a formulation of a bunch of demons, and so their whole he's a champion.
So Ishmael's just the carrier, though.
Yeah, and Ishmael wants to have the power to like do whatever he wants and rule, but then like the power corrupts you and makes you destroy everything and stuff.
Okay.
Like that. But yeah, because he was a king, he had the crown, and the guy who became Sabak, I can't remember a lot of the characters' names.
Ishmael.
Is Ishmael?
Ishmael became Sabak, yeah.
I'm
the nerd. You're the normie.
No, I wasn't sure if Ishmael was his name.
Yeah, it was Ishmael.
Was it him or... Okay, it was Ishmael. Okay.
Yeah. Was it... I'm thinking about something else. Go on. I died by electricity! I love that guy. What's his actual name?
No, look it up.
I don't know what his actual name is. Wait, alright, pause as Yanni edits out this time when we look up his name.
Kareem was such a fun character.
Kareem was my favorite character.
He was such great comic relief.
Yeah, he was basically the comic relief of the movie. Like
when he got shot and I thought he was gonna die. I was like, no, you can't kill him.
Yeah, I know. I was actually legitimately sad. Like I was even probably more sad than when Peter Parker's aunt died. What was her name again?
Aunt May.
Aunt May. Like, I was very legitimately sad. I was like, no! Not Kareem!
I know.
Not our friend! What? Anyway, like, I was very sad when he got shot because I thought he was actually out. And he's such a lovable character. But he didn't die, thank God.
And at the end, okay, I thought it was kind of weird at first, but going back to the main idea of the film, which actually I haven't even said. There's a lot of great themes in this movie of political themes of like foreign countries coming into territories, stealing their natural resources and like taking all of their wealth and just taking advantage of lower countries who don't have as much, and also like taking away their culture and enslaving them, and all these like really like deep things that are happening nowadays and have happened in the past of the real world, and also the theme of just rising up together and the bonds of a community can have together when there is a problem. They come together and fight.
At the end, they all come together to hit the little like,
at first, all these zombies are coming out of the ground. Like, what the heck is happening? And then you got the woman and Kareem just like swinging. And
when Kareem he's fearless because he knows he's not going to die from them.
That was such a funny joke. But then the whole town comes together and they're all fighting together, and it's just I love when superhero movies have like, I wouldn't even call it corny, but like it's almost like a wholesome kind of idea where like
it's when everyone carries Spider-Man.
It is like that.
New
Or
York
like
teams together.
When even in Spider-Man 1, when all of them start throwing junk at Green Goblin, like do they come together?
Out of your mind, Gobby.
Yeah, I love stuff like that. Other amazing character, we said Dr. Fate was amazing. Love Pierce Brosnan.
Dr. Fate was probably the best character.
I'm so pissed that he died. One, because of my nerd self. Dr. Fate is probably one of the strongest people in DC Comics. But also, I love Pierce Brosnan. I know Dr. Fate's going to come back, and he'll be with a different host, but I'm sad to see the actor go.
And also, like, I have a question. I don't know the answer.
No, go for it.
Who came first, Dr. Strange
Fate
or Dr. Fate?
I can't wait. You know why? Because everyone's gonna say Dr. Fate's copy of Dr. Strange. No,
because he actually is.
I know.
Because when I saw him, like there's little things he made in the air. I'm like, that looks just like Dr. Strange. He tells the future, just like Dr. Strange. He's like an older, wise man. It's like this guy's Dr. Strange. Does he have a cape too?
Yeah,
he's got a cape. It's like Dr. Strange,
but he has a cooler helmet.
But I am now being educated that he came before. So.
And also, not to brag as a DC fan,
my life is a lie.
Dr. Fate is more powerful than Doctor Strange.
Different universes. You can't even compare. Can he go to a different multiverse?
I mean, technically, he has like the whole powers. Not really. Though.
Yeah, boom.
Dr. Strange can't do it either.
Dr. Strange goes to a different multiverse.
No, America Chavez can.
He just calls America Chavez on the phone.
Yeah, okay, Pierce Brosnan can just call up Ezra Miller. Hey, break the multiverse for me.
You can't have faith in Ezra Miller. You think he's gonna show up? He's too busy assaulting someone. He's in jail.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Dr. Fate was great. I think, honestly, I mean, in movies, you always have to nerf a character a little bit. And with that understanding, super powerful. His action scenes were great. Loved it.
Yeah.
Hawkman. also super cool.
Hawkman was good, but he had the worst dialogue.
The worst. It's such like a overly stoic.
Him and the kid are on par with like every word that came out of their mouth. I wish they just didn't say it.
Oh my gosh. Frankly, I said this to our friend. I wish that the kid was either much younger so that he's more like lovable and he sounds like he's supposed to be corny, or they would have changed his dialogue. He would have been like older, like sort of like becoming a man, and like could have like paralleled a little bit.
Yeah.
But I digress. As far as Hawkman, I like his arc where he comes in and thinks that the world is black and white and that there's no in between and that things are either right or wrong, which isn't always the case.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to like Hawkman for most of the movie because you know that he's not.
And at the end, he's like, "Kill this guy."
Yeah, and he does. And goes.
And I like that because there's so many superheroes like nowadays that are like, "No, we can't kill. We must just restrict them to do over." Like, no. Like, sometimes you need to kill.
In my demon from hell, I think we can...
Sometimes there needs to be lethal force used. So, that's probably my biggest criticism of Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. But if I was Spider-Man, a couple times I would kill. Goblin would have been gone. I'm sorry, Gabi.
With great power does not come great responsibility.
Goblin would have been gone.
To talk about this topic, I think that it's interesting that there are certain characters I think that should have no kill rule. Like Batman, Daredevil, I think Spider-Man should not kill.
I guess,
Superman.
I get that it's part of them, but I personally don't agree with it. And I feel like now they finally had a movie where they're like, this guy does kill, and he's good for doing it. Yeah. He's like, that's Black Adam, that's who he is, and he's the savior of, what's the place called?
Kahndaq.
Kahndaq, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that about him. And basically, when the Hawkeye and Black Adam were like fighting, talking, it reminded me so much of Daredevil and Punisher when they're on the rooftop talking. They're like, "You put the bad guys away, I put them away for good. I kill them." And like it reminded me of that thing of like one of them says no, you have to just restrain them. One of them says no, we put them down on the ground.
And like even when he says when the guy like he like drops the soldiers, he says that pretty much a very similar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting duality, and I like how Hawkman does evolve throughout this movie.
Yeah.
A character who I thought was not going to be good because they didn't show her at all in the trailers, really. They showed only a couple shots.
The mom?
Cyclone. No,
Cyclone?
The mom was also a great character, actually. Pretty fun.
Yeah, her acting was good.
Yeah.
Her acting was good. It was one of the, like her... Oh, I gotta sneeze.
I'm going to edit that out. But Cyclone was really fun. She was like a very like quirky, like lighthearted presence. She's smart. She was like a fun addition.
Yeah, like I was indifferent about her.
Yeah, she was a very fun light presence.
Yeah,
I didn't dig the chemistry with her and Atom Smasher. They kind of forced it a couple times. They didn't. Yeah. Thank God they didn't do like a weird like kiss or anything.
Like you know what? Like Atom Smasher, like again, he basically has the same superpowers as Ant-Man, close to it, right?
Close. If you want to go technically, he can't shrink, but close to.
But like it's very similar to Ant-Man, and the character is kind of similar to Ant-Man too. Of like, oh, I made a mistake, or I'm not.
He's jokey. He's
jokey. They're kind of like Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. So, it's very Ant-Man vibes from that.
Which I think you can say that about a lot of superheroes, just because Marvel has done so many already.
Yeah, there's like so many parallels. I feel like every superhero has another superhero that looks like just like it.
Oh yeah, because people copy each other all the time. Yeah. DC's copied Marvel, Marvel's copied DC. Like I make jokes about things, but I mean everyone copies from everybody. And each character though, they do have unique parts that do shine a little bit.
Yeah.
Atom Smasher is actually a really interesting character because he does become an anti-hero. He teams up with Black Adam a couple times, which they tease at the very end. Which
it's like, oh, we could be a team. Yeah.
Atom Smasher was actually a villain in the Flash show. They do a lot of.
I never watched those shows.
Yeah, Ezra Miller's not in there. You don't need to watch it.
I want to see a criminal at work. We gotta have Ezra Miller podcast.
We gotta bring Ezra Miller on the podcast.
We won't survive till the end of it. He'll choke us out.
Yeah, I love the JSA. I'm excited to see how the team evolves and changes in the future.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, the Society of America.
Oh, you're wearing the shirt. Look at that. I thought there was a Justice League. That was it. I didn't realize there was like a Justice Society.
Which it is funny, just because like the Justice League, it's also a meta joke. The Justice League is really disbanded right now because Cyborg quit/fired, which is actually it's a really dark scenario.
I gotta watch those movies.
Wonder Woman is alive. Aquaman's alive. Batman is MIA. Superman is back now, and Flash is MIA. So the actors are all jumbled, so I don't know when we're going to see the Justice League, but I think people are going to like the JSA. It's a very small team right now, but very much could increase in the future.
Yeah. Just gotta give that guy better lines.
Oh my god, yeah. But yeah, and that's like to talk once the main problem is that I think the showing not telling. They had these great themes about politics and just people coming together, but they told us so many times, and when you not shoved down the throat, but like when you tell it constantly, it gets annoying.
But like
you show it
right from the beginning when that kid said that line, and I'm like, what is he, like a 10-year-old, 11-year-old kid? No 10 or 11-year-old kid is saying that line. No. That sounds like some older person said, "Hey, say this, recite this."
Yeah,
like that. Exactly. It felt so unnatural and forced, and I'm like, yeah, I get you're trying to send that message, but send the message. Don't literally say the message.
And not that I want to see people suffer, but show like inner game.
I want to see them beat the poor people. I want to see them kneel beneath them.
But like to show that imagery, which they did like when they went like back in time for Kondak, but that's like literal slavery.
Yeah, that Kondak thing was good because it shows them there's people ruled by this evil king, and they didn't really say that. They really showed it. They showed it, and they said a little bit. Like they really just showed it. Even that there's a great scene of when Black Adam's son, like when all the people are attacking the old guy because he found the stone and think they're going to get rewarded. He's like, no, we can't fight each other. Yeah, we're not the bad guys. Only oppression they showed in this one is like, oh, stop the car, let me see who's in there.
I know, yeah.
What, a checkpoint? Show me the real picture.
Yeah.
I wanted to see more of that instead of just one random guard at a checkpoint stopping people. You didn't show it enough. Yeah.
Another thing I want to touch on quickly is the humor. I thought was pretty good. I chuckled a couple of times.
That guy was funny. Come here, Uncle Kareem.
Kareem. Uncle.
Close enough.
Pierce Brosnan was very witty as Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate. Yeah. I don't know any actors.
I didn't like that Adam Smasher. Once again, talking about copying characters, he did kind of seem like a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Ant-Man blend. That humor didn't land as much for me. I was kind of disappointed. I was kind of disappointed with Adam Smasher in this movie. I think that he wasn't that.
Was he too goofy?
I think that you could have taken him out of the movie and things wouldn't have really been that different.
Yeah.
And then once again, I was really. Cyclone was great.
You could have taken that kid out of the movie, honestly. Just change the plot around a little bit.
They want to do the mirroring of his wife and his son, and the new wife and the new son. Because fun fact. Those two become superheroes. I forget the names.
The kid in the thing?
Yeah, Black Adam has a Shazam family, like they call it Shazam, but and they all get their like powers and stuff. I forget the names. The kid's actually really powerful.
All right, where were we talking about?
We said all the characters. I said the humor.
Humor was great. I thought the movie was also going to end early.
That was really funny. Lucas goes,
but you know what?
The movie was done.
I did see that guy actually trying to change the future. Not have the Hawkman die.
Oh yeah,
I did see that twist coming because like he said, there's a way we can change it still, and he seemed like he didn't want it to happen. I'm like, he's gonna pull some Doctor Strange magic, and it was
really cool magic.
Yeah.
Also, when Hawkman grabbed the helmet, I'm like, oh my gosh, Dr. Fate's actually alive. And illusion, and then he just grabbed.
But then Yanni's like, I'm gonna be so bad if he dies.
I know. I'm like,
oh, he's dead.
I know. I knew they were gonna do it. Gone. I'm like, I hope it at least goes out with a bang, because he's just so powerful. But that all being said, I mean, I also just love Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. He's such a good cast.
He will return.
But he's gonna. You know what they're gonna do? Because they do this a bunch where they have different hosts. Because this one is... I'm trying to think of a Marvel character that's the same thing. It's interesting because when you first put on the helmet, the spirit who's in the helmet, his name is Nobu, he fully takes over. But the longer you use it and the more you bond with him, the more mutual power they have. Because you could tell...
Professor Hulk.
You could... Actually,
I am better.
That is not a terrible analogy because eventually, Pierce Brosnan got more control. You could tell he took off and all the helmet. He never really was.
Eventually becomes She-Hulk.
He eventually becomes She-Hulk. Control the anger.
Fourth wall. Makes no sense.
But yeah, so I'm excited. I think they're gonna bring a super young guy in the next one because there's a lot of funny hosts that they have, and I'm very curious where they're gonna go. I think they're gonna do a lot of magic in the future.
Final ratings.
Yeah, is there anything else we talk about?
We should talk about the ratings in each category. What do we think they are?
Oh, okay. Let's do music first. I would give a solid 9. I don't want to give it 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, you can't give anything 10 out of 10. I retrieved previous statements when I said that. But
are we doing decimals or no decimals?
No, decimals.
Oh, okay.
Well, hold on now. No, honestly, no decimals.
Okay, because honestly, the decimals I'll probably give an 8.8.
Well, actually, no. No decimals, but we can give 10s if we just really liked it.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna give music 10.
I'm gonna give it a 9. I think it was so great in so much of it.
Very epic.
It was so epic.
Very
epic. I miss epic superhero themes.
Yeah.
So many times music nowadays. Thor: Love and Thunder. Can you hum one?
I don't remember anything.
And also,
I just remember the Sweet Child of Mine
from the trailers.
Yeah.
And also fun, to talk about the music, the licensed music, great in this movie.
Oh, I see a red door. I want to paint it black.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Yeah.
Oh, really quick before we talk about ratings, there were so many great director stuff, like the homage to Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, where they do that da-na-na, like the cowboy draw. That was cool. Yeah. The slow motion scene was cool. There were a lot of fun.
It reminded me just of the Evan Peters and the thing.
Yeah.
X-Men.
Yeah. But I just want to say that to get that out of the way. But yeah, so we'll say
action. Giving it a 10.
Oh, 10 for sure. I was engaged the entire time. The only thing I wanted was a little bit more with Sabak. Just one-on-one with The Rock, but it was still great.
Visuals, I'm giving a 9 because of Sabak.
I wish they made Sabak practical. I haven't said this yet.
How do you make a practical Sabak?
Dude, first of all, look up Hellboy. I'm gonna put Hellboy on
I know who Hellboy. Oh, you want to put it up there?
I'm gonna put it on the screen.
I know what Hellboy looks like.
Hellboy, he pretty much kind of looks like Hellboy. You could have done makeup.
You can't be as big and strong. You had a big body.
You
had a big body with the...
I guess it's fair, but I think they could have done some stuff to make him more practical, not a fully CG model.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. But that being said, still just great.
So I'd give 9 for that. What was the next
humor,
one?
I think we should just give a little quick little thing. 8, 7.
The thing is, there was not a ton of humor, but when the humor was used, it was funny. There were some lines from The Rock that I guess were kind of supposed to be funny when he's like...
I'm not gonna drop them. I'm gonna drop one of them.
Yeah, it's like that cheesy kind of humor. So I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
Yeah.
Plot, I will also give a 7 or 8. Well, I'll give it an 8.
Okay, are we doing plot? Or are we talking? Is plot everything? Is that script, dialogue?
Plot is the idea of the movie.
Oh, I would give it
the storyline of the movie.
I want to give it a 7, but I feel like I realistically have to give it. I want to give it an 8, but I think I have to give it a 7. Just 'cause I love the deeper.
I tend to overrate everything, but I think that is an 8.
I'm gonna give it just because you gave me a little push, because I think the deeper meanings of it is just great too.
Yeah,
I love the actual. It's a fun story with good deep meanings.
But then everything's gonna be hammered down when we go to
trying
dialogue.
to really bring down the average.
I'm not even joking. A 2, 1 or 2.
I was gonna be nice and give it a 3 for dialogue, because look, there is some great dialogue. Dr. Fate, good dialogue. Cyclone, fun dialogue.
Yeah, but there were very few words from the Falcon, from the Hawk, that were no good. All right,
Hawkman had really bad dialogue.
Yeah,
Kid had bad dialogue. Atom Smasher had bad dialogue.
Yeah, and then even I know Cyclone, the couple words she said were also a little corny in the beginning.
Yeah, but she was fun.
She was fun, but even some of the words she said were corny. I think I was not expecting to like her. And I think the fact that I liked her also, but I expected less. I'm gonna say that one is that's a 2 or a 1. I just
you gotta do one, because I'm gonna tally these up at the end and put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Pick one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Maybe I'm 1. I'm very critical.
Okay, there we go. That's good. No, that's good. Yeah. You can be super critical. I'm gonna give it a 3.
I guess. Oh, you know what? No, I change it. I'll give it a 2 because of the wizard. Who's the wizard guy?
Which wizard? There's a lot of wizard.
The wizard. The Doctor Strange.
Dr. Fate! He says the word fate in the movie. Yeah. You can't change fate, which also is so cool.
All right.
He had some epic
because of Dr. Fate, and because most of the Rock's lines I liked, or even a lot of them were cheesy, but he played them well.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 2.
Okay.
2.
Talked about we did dialogue, we did plot.
Actually, I am changing my plot. Plot is now 7 because I don't like how The Rock voluntarily decided to go to the prison, and then after he's like, actually, you'll have to fight me to go to prison.
Well, no, it's not that.
I didn't like that.
He didn't say he was going to fight him to go to prison.
No, he's like, if you step 1 foot outside of here, we're going to kill you or put you back in prison, whatever.
Oh, Amanda Waller.
That lady.
Yeah.
The hologram lady. But the thing is, like, but at first he's like, I am willing to submit and be locked in a cage.
Well, that was because he thought he had nothing to live for.
Yeah, but, like, how do you change your mind so much?
There was something.
Well, but like at first, his whole like big persona of I don't take orders from anyone, and then he's like, I will live in a cage and basically do nothing else. And then at the end of the movie again, he's like, actually, okay, you can live in the area, do whatever you want, but don't step foot outside of it, or else we'll get you down. He's you know what?
Oh, no.
I'll step foot outside of it. I want to do that anyway.
No, he said Is that good?
No, he said he would step foot outside of it. So basically, he does a 180, and then he 180s back again, comes full circle 360. What is he even doing? He might as well stay in the same spot. Because, like, I don't understand him going in the beginning and being like, I will surrender.
It's kind of like the easy way out that heroes do all the time. Remember when Christian Bale went in The Dark Knight? He's like,
where is she?
Where's the trigger?
All right. Anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah, that dropped it to a 7 for me.
I'm gonna stick with an 8 because I love the deeper themes. Acting 7. It's such a range. The Kid 0.
Kid 0. Falcon 0.
Hawkman
0. Hawk 0. I'm such a Marvel guy, you know.
I know, it's okay.
Such a Marvel fanboy.
I don't actually care.
Yeah, Hawk. I just call it different bird of prey. That's just so ridiculous. One's a falcon, one's a hawk. They're both men in suits with wings.
Dude, when they got Eagle Man, you're screwed.
Wait, is there an eagle? Thank God.
Too many birds. There's a black canary though.
Black canary. At least that's different. But yeah, hawk and falcon. Yeah, that's too similar.
Any other categories? Type music?
Like, acting is like it's such a range.
Did I say 7?
6.
Because here's you know what though? If I'm doing it mathematically, there is such worse acting. I might have mathematically speaking, I might even go 5. But but that's not true for like the overall. Like I didn't think overall had terrible acting.
Yeah, I know.
If you dissect it, ugh.
Yeah, if you like. Uncle Kareem, good acting. I liked his acting actually. The mom, good acting. The kid played too much of a role in the movie, and his acting sucked.
God.
The Rock was pretty good. Like I wouldn't
feel really bad.
I wouldn't say The Rock is 10 out of 10, but he's not like a 5.
He's not as bad as I thought.
He's like an 8. Like I think you get an 8. He played it pretty well. But yeah, that
I'm gonna give it.
Yeah, I'm saying 6 for acting.
Yeah, 7's too high. I'm gonna give it a 6.
I'll give the overall movie a 7 out of 10.
I was gonna get that is we can do decimals because I gave it a 7.3. I would say.
Oh yeah, if we can do decimals, yeah, 7.4.
As you can tell, Luke and I see eye to eye.
Yeah.
Which is actually interesting. That isn't always the case. It's interesting that we do see eye to eye for a lot of this stuff here.
Yeah, because I think it's very clear where the strengths were and very clear where the weaknesses were. Overall, I still very much enjoyed it.
I don't think you're gonna go into this movie and not enjoy it.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna have fun. But that is it for episode 3, 2, 3.
No, it's definitely at least 3 or 4.
No, we've done 4.
Well, do you do Are you still saying episode 0?
I think I dropped it. I think we went from 0
I hit the freaking episode 0. That means the episode didn't exist.
I know it was a
0 is non-existent.
0 or non-0.
Yeah, 0 or non-0, guys.
It's a chemical engineering joke.
Where's the rest of the when you need him? Imagine if he watches this video.
He just dives his head in. Alright, that's all for episode 3 of the Nerd and Normie podcast. Let us know if there are any... No, we're not done yet. We haven't done the outro. Huh. Let us know... Well, no. We'll be back for Black Panther Wakanda Forever in November. But also...
It's already November?
Yeah. But it's like half a month.
Wait, when?
It's already the November 11th. But let us know in the comments if there are any movies you want us to talk about and review. I think one day... I don't know. I'm not going to make any promises when it's going to happen. We should watch Justice League and review it. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that for a future movie before something. I don't know. We're going to do some stuff. Because I feel like we should do this more often than every 2 months. But thank you so much for watching. Luke, where can they find you?
Luke's Goldies. Chilling Ice.
You can find me at Luke's Goldies on literally every social media platform. We post on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter.
We're everywhere.
YouTube.
Everywhere you look, you'll see my face.
And also you can find me on Luke's Gains.
We got a new channel.
There, cameoing as well.
Yeah.
You can find me, of course, on Yanni's Nerdverse anywhere. And also, I have a gaming channel that I will be uploading soon on. I'm planning on doing an Elden Ring playthrough, hopefully. Honestly, not till winter break, because my semester is very rough right now.
Yanni's getting wrecked.
I'm getting wrecked. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know what you guys thought of the podcast down below. Any comments or questions you guys have for us. I think I said it for the third time today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Ready?
How are we going to open?
I got it.
Give me a game plan. You can't just say I got it. I don't know where we're going.